Hi, very good morning to you. It's Gene from maverickstar. Oh dear, did we rackle the tree yesterday? We had them all out, didn't we? I mean, we never mentioned anything to do with climate in the title of the video yesterday, but United Nations had to come along and put their little banner at the bottom of the video, didn't they? You know, when we ask them to put the banner on there, you know, we give them the encouragement to do that, like we do mention in the title. You know, climate change, global warming, all those things, you know, they won't, because they know we are waiting for them to do it. They won't do it. So we are being observed by someone on this channel here. And, you know, when we cross the line, oh, do they throw their rackle out of their pram? And they did it yesterday. And they also brought out their iBots as well in the comment section. But, you know, it doesn't bother me, because whether they're artificial intelligent comments or, you know, there are a few, I believe, legitimate comments from individuals, it doesn't bother me, because later on in the day I'm going to check and read the comments, and I'm not even going to respond to them negative people. I'm just going to remove them from the channel. Simple as that. One thing these people need to get in their heads is that I am not one of these people that are saying click the bell, you know, become a subscriber, this, that and the other, because I believe if there's something of interest that I'm talking about, you'll subscribe, and if you don't gel with what I'm talking about, you're going to move on. So, you know, I really don't care at this point in time. What people don't think I understand, that there is a pinch for money. Well, I've got friends who were paying 6 months ago £500 for the mortgage, and now it's gone up to 900 and something pounds. And, you know, interest rates may well increase. You know, I understand what that does to a family. You know, that extra money is all their enjoyment money. You know, that's their reward for working all the hours they do. And now they're faced with having to find another job to keep going. I understand that we have pensioners come and watch this video, and they're on the budget line and they can't afford to contribute anything. I understand these things, but what I don't understand is people venting the frustration out on somebody that is trying to help them. You know, I'm not the one who has already stole the money out of your pockets. That is the governments around the world following, you know, protocols of a couple of organisations that wasn't even elected. Now, if we live in a democracy, then we should have elected those people at the United Nations. Not one of them has been elected. We should have elected those people that run the European Union. Not one of them has been elected. Yet they set the directive to tax you on the back of, you know, CO2 causing climate change. You know, I will spend as much time on this as I have to get it through to everybody. And, you know, I'm always thinking up new ways to make it even simpler. I wasn't joking yesterday, and John Baxter spotted the logic straight away. I said, if you give a child a crayon, he can continue the pattern. If you ask him, a 4-year-old. Now, I understand we've all got different learning rates, you know, and that's why I produce what looks like repetitive charts, but I'm just trying to make sure that everybody is up to date with the relevant information, because otherwise, if we go on beyond this point talking about other things, you know what, we're going to lose them. So again, I've simplified this chart we're looking at into just two categories. There are just two circles there. One circulates the time period of a glacial period, which lasts 80-odd thousand years, and as you can see, during a glacial period, liquid water turns to ice and glaciers. That couldn't get any more simplified than that comment. And then on the right hand side we have another circle covering the interglacial period, and these periods last between 12 and 15,000 years. And during an interglacial period, solid ice and glaciers turn to liquid water. So when I show you NASA, like I did yesterday in the video, showing you all the glaciers around the world that are melting and saying, don't be alarmed by this. You don't need to be, because this isn't the first time this has happened. It's in the nature of our planet for it to go through these 100,000 year cycles where briefly we will enter an interglacial period for about 12,000 years, where temperatures go above 0 degrees more commonly, and therefore it shouldn't come as a surprise to most people that when temperatures go above 0 degrees, it is the change point of something like water that goes from ice to a liquid. You know, I can't simplify this. I don't think I can get any more simpler than this. But, you know, if we look at the interglacial period, I want to direct you to the right hand side where that green line touches the black line of the present day temperature. Because this is something that is being misleading, to say the least, to say the very least. They're misleading you at the United Nations because they have cherry-picked timescales going back only a short period of time and completely omitted interglacial and glacial periods. They know full well what time we're at, and they are completely aware of the cycles. Yet despite that, they are still pushing CO2 as an enemy of the environment in which we all live and climate. And they're saying that this has caused global warming. I put it to you, just have a look at the interglacial period and ask yourself, has in that green line been higher than the present day temperature? Because if you can't answer yes, then you're lying not only to yourself, but you're accepting the lies that are being told you, because it is there, clear as daylight. And if you think I'm cherry picking data here, please do some research of yourselves. Just type in glacial periods in a Google search or whatever search engine you're using. Do it, and you're going to come up with the same charts as what I've showed you over and over again. The reason why a lot of people don't have any money in the pocket is because of this lie that is being portrayed to them by what we would normally consider reputable organisations, and it's on that reputation that people are today believing them. It's these very people that are believing them to the point where they are buying electric vehicles because they think they're improving the environment. That's quite a large purchase. You know, the second largest purchase a family usually makes is first the house, second the car. You know, I understand why people don't have money in their pockets. It's because what recently happened changed everything. When they allowed energy companies around the world, and this was orchestrated by this criminal organisation, the United Nations, when they accepted that energy was going to go up more than double, what that did was drove up the costs of everyday living items by double and triple the prices. And that's why you've got no money in your pocket. It isn't because I'm asking you to support me on this platform. I'm trying to help you. And let's face it, I'm not standing there threatening you with prison if you don't pay me anything. No, it's not mandatory. You make your choices. Yeah, you either have your money stole off you and threatened with jail if you don't pay your taxes, or you can help somebody like me who is trying to inform people of the truth and show them the true facts of what really is happening. Now, what they're doing, you know what? I don't think that they could convince really many children, but it seems like they have, because we see these protesters now, Extinction Rebellion to mention one of them. I believe that these people are paid by the government. I really do. I think they're MI5, MI6 covert operations, because if you're going to have an argument, then you need a little bit of the opposition, and that this is what they are: controlled opposition organisations. Because I do know one of those people in Extinction Rebellion who is a graduate, and shame on her, she knows who she is. She knows the facts, and yet she blindly pushes CO2 as being the culprit of changing climate. And again, she's one of these suck-ups that look at the Michael Mann temperature charts going back only a couple of hundred years. You know what? I present an argument that goes back millions of years. The Milankovitch cycle, which is the 100,000 year cycles of interglacial and glacial periods, goes back 5 million years, 10 million years. How many million years do you want? Hey, we'll dig up the core samples and show you the temperature records. We don't have to just rely on the Vostok core samples. We could go select any from sedimentary lakes, prehistoric lakes that are still there to this very day. We could dig up those and still find the temperature records. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I couldn't have made it any simpler for you. You've got two variables here. That's all you need to get your head round. Yeah, one circle covers the temperature time period during a glacial period, where liquid water turns to ice and glaciers eventually, and then you've got the other variable, which is the interglacial period. And during that interglacial period, solid ice and glaciers turns to liquid water. So if you're in the Himalayas or at the bottom of the Himalayas and you're crying because of the glaciers are melting and you're worried about where you're going to get your water from, well, don't. Because if you've watched any of these videos, you know that there's a natural process taking place, and you've been given a good heads up of time of what to expect. If we're at the back of an interglacial period, the end of an interglacial period, then don't be surprised that the water is flowing. It's because, the glaciers are melting. And that is exactly what you get in an interglacial period. It's perfectly natural. Right? Don't expect nature to work with you. You work alongside nature. If you know the water's going to run out at some point, then move to a place where water's plentiful. There's plenty of places on this earth. You just need to get your government's head around it. Alright? I don't know. I get frustrated sometimes. We've got 3 major anomalies taking place. None of them have got the attention of any mainstream media or organisation. They won't even hear people talk about interglacial or glacial periods because they shut the debate down. Do you understand? They got those 1,000 scientists, and we know who some of them are because you would laugh at this. Some of the names on that list of 1,000 scientists that backed CO2 causing global warming and climate change, believe it or not, one of them was Mickey Mouse. They are laughing at you right now. They are absolutely laughing at you and taking advantage of some of you being lazy in the fact that you won't get off your arse and go and find the truth yourselves, and you'll rely on what they tell you because you believe they have your best interest in their hands and that they will be there to protect you. Just do some of the research. Have a look at how well they protect you in a time of crisis, in a time of a national emergency. Have a look how well you will be looked after during the next crisis and the next disaster. Because I'm telling you now, nobody is prepared for this. Right now, no country in this world is prepared for this, and no government have actually set aside any provisions whatsoever for this. And you're going to say to me, I know in the comment section, Gene, the elites and the millionaires, they've all got their nuclear bunkers. They're not bothered about what goes on here. Okay. I won't even go there on that. I'll just say this. let's pull up the chart, yeah, what we did yesterday, and just finish this video on that note. Yeah, let's do that. Here's that chart we showed yesterday. This is probably why it wound up the United Nations. It's because I used their data, right, that was supplied by NASA, to do exactly what they do to us. I cherry picked the fucking data. Oh yes, I did. And I took it from 2012 to the present day, and I've showed that we have rebounded ice to the tune of 6 million square kilometres, just using their data alone. If they want to cherry pick their data from 1975 to the present day to show us that ice is melting at an unbelievable rate, and yet we're still at the end of a glacial period, interglacial period, which is a warm period where ice melts, and they don't even recognise that fact, then you know what? I'm sorry about your luck, United Nations, because you are not telling people, but for the last 11 years we have had 6 million square kilometres of ice over the Arctic Circle alone rebound. Why haven't the mainstream media mentioned this once? I'm using your data, of course. How you want to go cherry picking data? Well, we can all do this. You know what? Like I've said before, you can't go on just short temperature cycles. Rely on the major ones, like the 100,000 year cycles, like the Milankovitch cycles, to work out what's going on with our planet and its climate, because it's natural. It's done it this time, it done it the last time, the time before that. It will do it this time and the next time and the next time after that. You know what people need to do is just accept sometimes that this world knows how to look after itself, and that nature is not in the controllable power of human beings. You are just like any other species on this planet. You have to work with nature or alongside it. Don't expect nature to come working alongside you. You're not that important. Just because you've got a few brain cells more than any other species on the planet, don't think because of that it entitles you for nature to work alongside you. You know, sometimes, you know what, you know what, I did have this idea come into my head the other day. I thought, you know, if ever there is an intelligent species out there watching us right now, we're embarrassing ourselves, because they're laughing. They're saying, what the hell? How intelligent are these people? I thought this was an intelligent species on this planet. Don't they realise the 100,000 year cycles of climate? Why are they saying it's global warming right now when they've just entered the cycle of a glacial period? They're stupid. They're absolutely insane. This isn't an intelligent species. Or if it is, it certainly doesn't know how to demonstrate it. No one would have anything to do with such a deniable race of people from another world. Just look at what we're doing, how we're embarrassing ourselves in this world by the facts that we have to hand and how they get construed, how we twist the truth. You know what? There are a few individuals that even come to this channel that don't even recognise somebody that is honestly trying to, you know, set the record straight, and don't realise that we, as we do this, we get penalised. We can't put advert revenue on. You know what? We have things removed to do with climate, even, would you believe, from our own website. This is the powers that they've got. You know, the powers that they have. They can shut down your pensions. They can bring about it so that you lose your property. They can ridicule you, make you lose every little bit of credibility, and literally drive your life into the gutter. All because you won't sing from their hymn sheet, their bullshit sheet. You know what? You're upset because you've got no money in your pocket. It's the United Nations' fault. It's your government's fault. It's easy for you to write a comment down there having a go at me, but you won't even get off your arse and go down to see your local politician and say you demand that something is done about this. A debate is held. You won't even do that. And, if I say to you, there is a link down there where you can help us, a majority of you, and we know that now, don't we? The majority of you won't even help support somebody that is trying to help you. Do you deserve any better? And before you start writing the comments, what you think I don't understand? Your situation right now. I told you the situation and how this would pan out. If you think I don't understand, then you're wrong, because I was telling you that when they drove up the price of energy, it was going to drive up the price of every single commodity you purchase. I told you that well in advance. If you're upset now, it's probably because you didn't listen, and that is the human condition. I was talking to someone yesterday about this. The human condition is not acting on logic. You know it's true, you know what you should do, you just fail to act. And that's it. We'll continue doing our best here, and those people that want to support, there's a link down there, and those people that want to make them foul comments, carry on, bring it on, because I won't even read. I'll just read the first bit of the sentence and it will get deleted. And there you go. You've achieved nothing other than wasting your own time for writing such negative things about somebody that is trying to do good. And as the Bible said, not to be a Bible basher here, but the Bible did say, there would be people during these difficult times of tribulation where they would rather believe a lie than the truth. It's exactly right. It's as the scripture says, isn't it? We are there right now. But I've also read other parts of the scripture where it says, in order to find the truth, you will have to be like a goldsmith and refine it, purify it. That's what we're trying to do here. What we want, the best people. We don't want the ones that have, got to this point in time, and it is, the circumstances have made them so bitter that they are more inclined to sit in their armchair with their, computer keyboard on the lap, attacking, people that are still trying to set the record straight and do the right thing for other people. That's where we are right now. Shame on those people, and I don't care, I'll keep saying it, shame on them. You know what? You are fighting the wrong people. And you know what? If you find yourself one day with nothing, then you've only got God to blame for that, haven't you? Link down there if you're one of the few, and I will say huge thanks to those that did yesterday. But it's simple, it's not mandatory. If you want to help somebody that's doing the right thing, there is a link there. You won't find anyone else on YouTube talking about this stuff in the details that we reveal here. You certainly won't find someone with a Trimax system. So we're pretty unique. And in 5 days, we'll do the latest magnetic pole position for you. You won't get that off anyone in this world other than this channel, and that makes us pretty unique, and I know it. Guys, so what I usually do, you take care of your loved ones, have a good day, as always, bye for now.